Hello, my dear harmonica friends from the United States and from Europe, from all around the world. My name is Marcian Petrescu. I am from Bucharest, from Romania. I'm a harmonica player. And today I want to present you a very, very interesting device, contraption, gizmo, call it as you want. I'm talking about this little fellow here. Noise filter. Noise filter made by Lone Wolf Blues Company in Hammond, Louisiana, United States. A company owned by a great guy called Randy Landry. It's very small. I can tell you exactly in United States standard measurements, but it's around 5 centimeters on 3.5 centimeters on 3 centimeters or something like that. It's basically a small aluminium box, very, very strong aluminium box, and it has an input here and an output here. No brainer. It's very easy to. And basically, you will ask what kind of noise is filtering. Well, let me show you something first. During the time, the guitar players, and also after, I don't know, from let's say from 2000, from the year 2000, the harmonica player community started to use different type of effect pedals. The majority of them are made by these guys at Lone Wolf Blues Company. If you don't know them, if you don't know their products, go on their website, lonewolfbluescompany.com, and you will find a great assortment of distortion, overdrive, delay, reverb, compressor, clean booster, Jason Ritchie signature clean cat booster, Jason Ritchie flat cat optical compressor, and of course this baby here, the Lone Wolf Blues Company Jason Ritchie signature microphone. This is the high impedance model. I'm going to use this. It is a brand new microphone. And speaking about the pedals, different type of pedals, effects pedals for harmonica. One of these pedals made by the guys from Lone Wolf Blues Company is this one, the Harp Attack. Okay? Harp Attack, and here it says tube powered overdrive, and you saw this. This is a miniature tube, basically. Inside the circuit there is an analog circuit. It has a small tube, electronic tube, like this big. I don't know, 2.5, 3 centimeters in length, and I don't know, maybe 1 centimeter in diameter or something like that, maybe even smaller. So, as you can imagine, this is a fully analog circuit, especially because it has this miniature tube. Well, this pedal says here on the back needs 18 volts DC at least 100 milliamps. So, and also the guys on Lone Wolf Blues Company had another device that basically combined the Harp Attack and other two effects in one big box. It calls the Alpha Wolf. It's called the Alpha Wolf. It's more complex, much bigger than this one, but also needs 18 volts at least 100 milliamps, at least. So, you have basically two options if you want to power a pedal like this. let's say for example you have a pedal board and you have a power brick. Doesn't matter from what company is the power brick. You have a huge assortment from where to choose. So if you have a, let's say, a top model from a top brand, maybe that specific power brick has an isolated outputs that will deliver 18 volts at least 100 milliamps. Or if that power brick doesn't have this kind of isolated outputs at 18 volts DC, 100 milliamps, you can use a voltage doubler cable and took the necessary voltage from two fully separated, isolated outputs, 9 volts each at 100 milliamps. And with that voltage doubler cable, that is like a Y, the letter Y, you can use two isolated outputs at 9 volts, 100 milliamps, and that power will goes into one cable, one short cable that will deliver, and you have 18 volts at 100 milliamps. Okay, 9 volts plus 9 volts equals 18 volts DC at 100 milliamps. But let's think about the option that you don't want to carry, maybe you don't have, and you don't want to carry a pedal board. You want to take only that Harp Attack pedal or the Alpha Wolf pedal. Of course, you're going to need a power adapter, a power supplier. Until I can say 25 years ago or so, maybe a little more, many of the power adapters, as much as I know, all the power adapters were made with the classic technology, analog technology. You have a chunky transformer, yeah, with iron core, with wire wounding around the metallic core, and also electronic circuit, an analog electronic circuit that will stabilize, filtrate, and calibrate the DC current at a proper value. But the main problem with those types of power adapters, some of them they were pretty heavy. I saw a 18 volts power adapter, 18 volts DC power adapter with the analog technology that weighs at least 1 pound, maybe a little bit more. So they are pretty chunky, they're heavy. After, I don't know, maybe 25 years ago, let's say, until 1996, 1997, 1998 or something like that, a lot of manufacturers start using this kind of power adapters. Extremely small, very lightweight. Some of this type of power adapters are weight almost nothing, because they are made with a digital technology. Basically, these are digital power adapters, power suppliers, because they are using a technology called the switching power technology. I don't have the knowledge to explain you exactly what is inside. This is an electronic circuit, but it doesn't have a chunky transformer, analog transformer. So, if you are using an analog power transformer, if that power transformer is correctly built, well built, the DC current, it's perfectly filtrated, calibrated, and it will not induce any kind of noise in the audio spectrum when you are using the pedal with an amp, or maybe directly to PA. Maybe. Well, this is not the situation with this kind of technology. Okay? This is not the same situation, because many, I can say without exaggerating, maybe 95% on this type of adapters on the market today, on today's market, are inducing a high pitch noise that is present in the audio spectrum. And let's think about the audio spectrum that a normal person is perceiving, it's hearing. It's somewhere between 70 hertz and up to let's say 15 kilohertz. Some people have a very good hearing, huge acuity of the hearing, and maybe they can discern frequencies up to 20-22 kilohertz. After this threshold, you go into ultrasound, so you can hear them. But the main problem is that high pitch noise that this type of adapters is inducing in the audio spectrum is located somewhere between, because it's not a rule, it varies from manufacturer to manufacturer, from model to model. It's somewhere between 5 kilohertz up to 10 or 12 kilohertz. The main problem is very annoying, and you can take it off in a live situation, even with a, let's say, with an EQ pedal. In a studio situation, maybe, I say maybe, pay attention, maybe, you decide to record using a harp attack or an alpha wolf pedal, to record with the aid of using to power the pedal a digital power adapter, and you will hear in the audio spectrum also the high pitch noise. And maybe you are in luck using a fully parametric EQ software, something like that, to find the exact spot of that high pitch noise, isolate it and took it out completely. The main problem is, in many situations, that will affect also the overall sound of the amplified harmonica sound. So, what can you do in a situation like this, especially in a live situation, but also in a studio when you want to use a harp attack on an alpha wolf pedal, and you don't have an option to power it with a noiseless, completely noiseless power adapter, and you have a contraption like this that unfortunately is inducing that high pitch noise I was telling you about. Well, at this moment, at that specific moment, a gizmo like this, a device like this, is priceless. And I'm gonna demonstrate you exactly what I'm talking about. So, first of all, I will show you what is behind me. You can see it is an amp, and also I prepared all the necessary stuff to demonstrate you what kind of high pitch noise I'm talking about. It's not important to see me, it's important to see what I have here. That is an amp. The amp is a Sony Junior 410 boutique amplifier made by Sony Junior, Gary Onofrio, and let's pretend it's a basic Fender Bassman 59 reissue. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm plugging this power adapter into this, and I'm going to show you something. First of all, we're going to power the harp attack. We're going to put the cable from the microphone into the input. You can see the LED here. It's on, off. Okay, for the moment it's off. And another cable from the output of the pedal to the input of the amp. Okay, the microphone is off, okay, and amp is on, pedal is on, pedal is on, okay, and check this out. And the pedal is powered by this digital power adapter. You hear this? This is what I was telling you about. I don't have an audio spectrum analyzer to tell you exactly where is this what frequency is this noise. But right now I put the volume, the normal volume of the amp at 12 at maximum. Check this out. If I raise all the volumes, it will sound even worse. Of course, right now I turn off all the controls of the amp, the presence, the middle, the bass, the treble, and the volume. Of course, in a live situation, you will not use the volume and all the controls at maximum, open at maximum. But check this out. Right now, the pedal is off. And it still has a little bit of residual high-pitched noise. Okay. Despite the fact that the on-off switch is a true bypass one. Now, check this out. I will take out the cable from the input of the amp. So basically, right now the amp has no signal coming inside this circuit. And this is the normal noise of the amp with all the controls open. It's a decent noise. Pay attention, it's all the controls are open completely. But you can notice the fact that it doesn't have that high pitch noise. Okay. I put the controls back, off, plug again the cable that it comes from the output of the pedal, power the pedal on, and repeat the drill. Open the volume, open the treble, open the bass, open the middle, and open the presence. Things are even worse if I raise the volume, let's say on the volume of the pedal at maximum, the drive control at maximum, and the tone, let's say at 3 o'clock. Check this out. Because of the gain factor of the pedal. So, right now I'm going to show you exactly what is this little guy is doing. How effective is this noise filter? Allow me just a moment. I put the controls on the amp on 0, all of them, and I'm gonna do this. The cable from the power adapter goes into the input of the noise filter. Okay? From the output of the noise filter, I connect this end of this cable that is coming with this noise filter. And this small cable, I will plug it into the power connector of the pedal. The pedal is on. Check this out. Volume on at maximum, treble at maximum, bass at maximum, middle at maximum, presence at maximum. No high pitch noise, no screeching noise. Volume of the pedal at maximum. Drive control on the pedal at maximum. Tone control of the pedal at 3 o'clock. No noise. So this is what this contraption is doing. It's filtering and it's eliminating that noise. I have another one here. Randy sent me 2 of these. I can switch it to see that it's doing the same thing. So this is the first one. This is the second one. Okay, the same drill. No noise. Back to the first unit. Volume maximum, treble, bass, middle, presence. And the control on the pedal, volume at maximum, drive at maximum, tone at 3 o'clock. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something. If I decide to use the pedal without the noise filter and to use the microphone to try to play it, even at a decent volume, that noise will be present. So for example, let's put the volume at, it's already there. Let's put the volume on 4, I raise the treble on 3, the bass on 3, the middle on 3, and the presence on 3. Okay. If I raise the volume, it's annoying. While you are playing, it's not noticeable, but you will have it in the mix. Believe me. Now the volume on amp is at maximum. Okay, now I'm going to put the gizmo back, the noise filter into the chain, and voila, no noise. Volume, open all the volumes. Of course, at this volume I can open the microphone because it will be horrendous. But you can hear the fact that the pedal is extremely effective and is doing the job. Basically, with this amp, I can play, let's say, with volume at 7 on a big stage with volume at 7, with the controls, let's say treble on 2, bass on 4, and mids on 2, and presence between 2 and 3, and I can manage to have a good sound without the feedback. But I have also a Kinder anti-feedback that is working great with this amp, so I can crank it and can play at a loud volume without any kind of issue. So this is my video about this little guy here. Okay. Okay, so you have the input, you have the output, and you have this cable that is coming with the device. The cable from the power adapter which goes into the input. This cable, you can use it with this connector here, the straight connector, or the right angle connector here, and the other connector you can plug it into your pedal according to the position of the power connector on your pedal, where it's placed on the case of the device. Okay, so this is the noise filter, DC noise filter from Lone Wolf Blues Company. An exceptional device that will help you get rid of that high-pitch, annoying, extremely annoying noise. Hope you will find this video useful, and you can leave me a comment, something like that, a thumb up or something like that. And I want to thank you very much for watching this. I'm Marcian Petrescu from Bucharest, Romania, and I wish you a lot of good concerts all along this year. Take care. Bye-bye.